So we're going to have a go today at drawing a face. There are lots and lots of different templates, and I wanted to show you how I do it. And there is a framework that I put down first, so I'm going to show you that first of all. And you can follow along, pause the video if you want to, and catch up. But it starts with a circle, and the circle is quite hard to draw. So I like to use my whole arm when I'm drawing a circle. Try and hold the pencil loosely. It's not very easy doing it this size, but hopefully this shows up on the camera. So it doesn't matter, there are lots of lines. This is a framework to build our face drawing around. So this circle is representative of the top part of the head, and then below that would be the bottom jaw. And I'm going to sort of measure with my fingers where halfway up that circle is. And I'm going to do the same distance of half of that below. So that is where I reckon the bottom jaw would be. Then sketch in from that bottom line up to the point where the central circle cuts across, center of the circle cuts across. This is the kind of rough outline. The jaw will need to be made wider, and we need to then work out where everything is going within here. This line that I drew first of all is actually the eyebrow line, and the eyes would fit kind of in here, either side of the central line for the nose. So if I draw a line that comes down center of the shape, my overall shape, this is going to form the sort of mirror line of where the two sides of the face will be reflected. Okay, so I'm going to divide this into equal sections. So I want to make this line here divide into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. 3 circles here, all the same size. Now I know a face doesn't necessarily have an eye in the middle of it, but there is a space between the eyes that is the same size as one of the eyes. So this is why I'm doing this. And these circles correspond with these vertical lines. Like that. Okay, then I'm going to draw a sort of center line across there. And what that does is gives me an idea of where the eyeballs should be. I can then draw a line down from the center of those eyeballs. Looks a bit weird at the moment, a bit robotic. And this will form my mouth line. But I'm going to draw a circle here that is the same size as one of these eye circles, roughly. And within that, I'm going to draw another circle like that. And this will form where the nose is going to go. So the tip of the nose has 3 circles, a large one in the center, as I've just drawn, and then 2 smaller ones either side. And this will form, this will indicate to me as I'm drawing where the bottom of the nose will be. So then, this line, I'm trying to find a place where the center line of the guy's lips are going to go. And I can see that here, I'm going to go halfway down this line. Now this guy's actually got quite a long top lip. So I'm going to make the center line of the lips go there. But I'm going to make the total width of the mouth the width of the eyeballs, as I've shown you here. So the mouth will form on there. And then there'll be the bottom lip. And the top lip will have a... I'm not going to do too much because I want to talk you through that as I go. And then his chin is going to form on this place here. All right, so let's talk more about details. I'm going to draw an eyelid line here. And it's going to come along and it's going to go to the edge of the circle, like that. I'm going to try and make a mirror image of that on the other side. So unless you draw this framework first, what you find sometimes when you're drawing faces is you end up doing one really, really good eye, and then you try and match the other eye and you can't get it in the right place. Well, this technique hopefully will make this much easier for you. So from this line here and this line here, can you see these points here? I'm going to take this up to the eyebrow line. And remember, these are guidelines, so I'm pressing a little bit harder than perhaps you need to. Try to draw so you're only just seeing the lines. That's a really good tip. Okay, so I've got my eyelid line there, and then just above there is the little foldy crease line where the eyelid disappears up into the eye socket and forms a kind of crease like that. And you can do that on both sides. Not doing any shading yet, I'm just putting in a series of lines. Okay. Right, now if I draw an eye for you, I want to show you a little piece of information that's really, really useful. So this would be the center of the eye. This is the iris and the pupil that I'm drawing now. So color in the pupil and then the iris. The eyelid, if you're looking at a face front on, the eyelid cuts across this bit of the eye. It is round, it's circular, but you sometimes don't see it as that because the top bit of it is cut off by the eyelid. Okay, so this is a useful thing to try and remember, and you might actually find that the bottom bit of the eye is cut off. You've got the juicy bit in the middle. So you might only see a small section like this because the rest of it is cut off by eyelids. But you've still got to draw this as if it's a complete circle. The outline of the coloured part of the eye, the iris, needs to be circular. Okay, so I'm going to try and do that here. So imagining that this eye is, the centre part of the eye is right on this line that I've been working on. So I'm going to draw that as a circle, going down like that. And then I'm going to try and do the same on this side, making sure that I'm paying attention to where that line is. Obviously, if you feel that you've done yours and it's not right, and this part of the eye is looking a little bit big or not in the right place, then you can use your templates, your guidelines, to adjust. So if you feel that it's not in the right place, you can just move it left a bit of your guideline, and then you can adjust the side of the mouth accordingly. You're kind of pushing and pulling to make it suit what you're drawing. And that's a really, really important thing to learn when you're drawing. Just because you've drawn it once, it doesn't mean it can't change. You can adjust it and make this as if you're working with clay. With clay, you'd be pushing and pulling bits of clay and making it adjust to suit what you want. Do the same when you're drawing. It's the same principle. Okay, so I'm going to now draw in other bits of detail in the eye, the corner of the eye as it comes round. I'll draw the lower eyelid now. So the lower eyelid wouldn't start from here, that would make it too big. So I'm coming up from where the eyelash line stops, and I'm going to make sure that I've got this little wedge shape here, which is crucial to come round. And this is a sort of shadowed part of the eye here, so I know that the eyelash line is going to be a darker line. I'm avoiding doing the classic eyelashes. We don't want that. Oh, by the way, don't cross things out in your sketchbooks. Make it, I'm just showing you this because I don't want you to do eyelashes like that. Resist. What I want you to draw instead is you can darken this eyelash line as an overall shape and make it a thicker, darker shape. because that's how it looks in real life. And when we're drawing reality, we want to try and mimic real life. Okay, and the middle of this is obviously a darker pupil. Try and keep the distance similar all the way around this so that the pupil is right. You're representing the pupil right in the center. And just leave a little bit of light there at the top of that. There we go, let's put this one in. Suddenly it looks a little bit real. I'm going to leave myself a white bit of paper for where his little bit of highlight is on the pupil. There we go, and the top section here is quite dark because it's all a shadow cast onto the eye by the eyelashes. And this shape perhaps could come a little bit lower. Right, so over here we have a shadow that goes up there and a shadow that goes down from the eyebrow. And I can reinforce this shadow a little bit. Okay, now under the eye, I'm going to leave the lower eyelid, the white of the paper for now, and most of it will stay like that because actually the lower eyelid is lit by the light coming down from this direction. So anything pointing up, like the lower eyelid, the top of the nose, top of the brow, the bottom lip as well will be light. So I'm keeping those bits that are pointing up towards the light a little bit lighter. Now here's where I can start to use my guidelines that I put in for myself earlier. I can start to make the use of those. So I know that this area down here in the eye socket under the eye is going to be slightly shadowed. I can block that in quite nicely. Also, here is another shadow which can be a little bit darker. And this starts to show me where the eyebrow starts to come down. And I can give myself an idea of the direction of the hair and the thickness of the brow. And I'm just going to shade that in now, quite loosely. I'll come back and work on that later. And I'm just going to make that a little bit darker. It helps to give the overall sense of the head. So again, this eyebrow sort of goes around where the socket for the eye socket would be, the top edge of the eye socket. Okay, right, so this line here needs to come down a bit, like that. And I can do a similar sort of thing here. It curves around like that. And there's another sense of a curve there. Okay. Right, let's have a look at, let's move down now to the nose. So I've given this quite a closed off nose, and I'm looking more up under the nose, so I'm going to actually make the nostrils a little bit more visible by just opening them up a bit. I'm going to give myself a little curve like that, but I don't want to give him piggy nostrils. I want to give him just where the shadows are being cast. It's like a couple of arches, and then it comes down to a narrower tip under here. Drops down a bit, and then the tip of the nose has a shadow which comes under the tip of the nose, and I can draw in an outline first, and then it goes all the way across and forms a shape a bit like the Batman symbol. Okay, you see how the wings of the bat would be.